The easiest way to define mindfulness is that it's a different word for awareness. Okay, so it's very simple. But people don't really understand awareness.
Jon Kabat-Zinn é professor de medicina da Universidade de Massachusetts, nos Estados Unidos. Se você já ouviu falar em atenção plena e se você já ouviu falar em mindfulness, foi por causa de Jon Kabat-Zinn. Eu tive a honra de conversar com Jon Kabat-Zinn, é uma referência internacional sobre meditação, é, sem dúvida nenhuma, o cara que conseguiu trazer o mindfulness para o Ocidente e fazer com que todos nós já tenhamos escutado essa palavra. Foi uma conversa deliciosa que eu espero que vocês aproveitem muito. First of all, I would like you to define mindfulness.
The easiest way to define mindfulness is that it's a different word for awareness. Okay, so it's very simple. But people don't really understand awareness. We don't think about our awareness very often. So we need to, in some sense, find a way or a practice to cultivate our capacity to be aware. It's not that the capacity itself is perfect, but our access to it's not so good. So mindfulness as a form of meditation is basically, my working operational definition is that it's the awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. So I'll say it again. It's the awareness that arises from paying attention, we all can do that, on purpose, so that means intentionally, in the present moment, which of course is the only moment any of us ever have to live or pay attention or anything else, and then non-judgmentally. And the non-judgmentally part is very challenging.
It's very challenging, right? Because we used to judge things and people all the time, right?
We're doing that. And so it's not that mindfulness means that you shouldn't be judgmental. It means because you're going to be judgmental all the time, but it means that you're aware of the judging and you're in some sense not judging the judging, or you're suspending on purpose. You're suspending your kind of automatic judging faculty. And that gives you a kind of new perspective on life, on yourself, on your body, on the possibility of being more fully present in your life without all of the ideas and opinions that make things much more narrowly defined than they actually are in reality. And then that serves, those kinds of narrow confines kind of make like a prison for us. And there's a quotation from Albert Einstein in Full Catastrophe Living that actually speaks about the mind that doesn't know itself as a kind of prison.
The mind that doesn't know itself. Most of our minds doesn't know themselves.
Well, that's why people are talking about mindfulness so much nowadays, that I think there's so much suffering going on in the world, and people are beginning to realize that the solution to that suffering is not going to come from the outside. It's going to come from how we understand our relationship to our own body, to our own thoughts, to our own emotions, to the people we are closest to, the people we work with, the people in our family. And that very often we're filtering all of that through our ideas and opinions and our likes and dislikes and our judgments. And that makes the prison. The real beauty behind meditation, and especially mindfulness, is that you don't have to have a special experience. The experience that you're having is already insanely special, but we don't recognize that. We want something else, something that feels like it's missing. I'll be happy if I get this, or I'll be happy if this goes away. Just take some examples, like your eyes work. You wake up in the morning, why aren't we happy that our eyes actually can see, or our ears can actually hear, or that we can actually smell or taste or touch? I mean, these are or think or feel. So meditation is not about feeling some special experience that you don't usually have. It's recognizing that moment by moment by moment, all of your experiences are, frankly, insanely special while you're still alive. And the challenge is, how are you going to be in wise relationship with it? And when everything is great, it's easy to say, well, I'm happy, everything's going well and everything's, but what if you have pain? What if you have emotional pain or physical pain, or you're dealing with some kind of chronic illness? The idea of meditating is not to make that all go away. It's to put out the welcome mat for your actual experience and then find new and creative ways to learn to live with things as they are. And when you do that, things as they are actually change, because what you're doing is you're changing your relationship to it. And that's actually my working definition of healing, that healing is coming to terms with things as they are. It doesn't mean surrendering to them or, sort of giving up, but it means when you tune in, then you have an opportunity to really grow, learn and grow and heal and transform using the whole apparatus of your body, your mind, your heart, your being. And we say to our medical patients in MBSR who come with every conceivable medical problem in the world, we say to them, look, from our point of view, as long as you're breathing, there's more right with you than wrong with you, no matter what's wrong with you. And we're going to pour energy in the form of mindfulness, in the form of attention into what's right with you. Let the rest of the hospital and medical center take care of what's wrong with you and see what happens. So then what we're talking about is a new kind of medicine. It's a kind of participatory medicine where, rather than an auto mechanics model of medicine where you just drive your body in and they fix things or replace things or treat you, but that you participate in your own movement towards health and well-being. And a human body and a human being and a human brain is like a dynamical system that is capable of healing and capable of self-regulating.
I would like to ask you about breath. As long as you're breathing, there's nothing wrong with you.
No, I didn't say that. As long as you're breathing, there's more right with you than wrong with you, no matter what's wrong with you.
Ah, now I understand.
They have problems, or they think there's something wrong with me. Many people think there's something wrong with them, even though there's nothing really wrong with them. So we don't want to take that away from them. Yes, we have problems, lots of problems, stress, pain, illness, but how we are in relationship to it can make all the difference.